Doing well and hanging in there okay, and you're ready for week 3 of e-learning. I miss you guys so much, and I miss being with you guys every day. It feels like we haven't been together in a really long time, so I hope you're all doing well. We are actually going to be starting chapter 10 today, which is supposed to be in our new book, but as you guys know, our new books are at school still, so we're done with our first book. You can keep that, hang on to it, read it all you want, before bed, catch up on multiplication and graphing, all that good stuff. It's yours to keep. But our new books, we don't have access to right now, so we're going to make do with what we have. And as you can see, I have a smartboard lesson, so it's just like old times in our classroom together. So like I said, it's chapter 10, Telling Time, which is probably going to be a review, I can imagine, for most of you. So hopefully it's easy enough for us to do at home, but I figure we could do a smartboard lesson to kind of, make it feel like we're back at school together, because I'm sure you guys are missing everything about school, just like me. So all good. The homework that you guys have for this week, you'll have 2 homework sheets, just like we normally do. So those are also linked on my Google site. So all good. If you need my help with anything at all, or if you're confused on something, please reach out to me. I'm here to help you. And yeah, so this video, you can pause, you can save it, and it should help you with your homework this week. But like I said, it's probably going to be a review for all of you. So yes, okay. Let's begin. Telling time to the hour. So we tell time in 2 parts. We tell it by the hour and the minute. And if we're looking at a clock, as you can see on this clock, there's 2 hands. There's a short hand and a long hand. So the hours are represented by the short hand, this hand right here. So it tells us which hour on a clock that we're looking at. The minutes are represented by the long hand, and that tells you exactly what minute on the clock that this is. So if we're looking at this clock, it is about, I'm going to round, it's about 11:55. So that this hand right here, the short hand, tells us what hour it's at. It's at between 11 and 12. It's not quite 12 yet. And then it's at 55. It's right here because we're counting around by 5s, and that brings us to 55. Okay, so if I'm looking at this clock right here, remember, shorthand is hours, longhand is minutes. So I'm looking at this clock. I find my shorthand. Okay, here it is. It's between the 6 and the 7, so I know it's going to be sometime after 6 and sometime before 7. So my hour is 6, right? When I look at the minutes, I count minutes by 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, it's not quite all the way to 30 yet. So from 25, I count each tick as 1. 25, 26, 27. So it is 6:27 on this clock right here. Okay. In 1 minute, the minute hand moves from one mark to the next on the clock. It takes 5 minutes for the minute hand to move from one number to the next. So from this number to this number, that's 5 minutes. From this number to this number, 5 minutes. So when we're looking at a clock, each number is counting by 5 minutes. So, excuse me, I look here. 0, 5, 10, 15. My next number is 20, 25, 30, and I have 35, and I am not the best at drawing my numbers with a mouse, as you guys remember. Okay, so if I'm looking at this clock, first I'm going to find my shorthand, which is my hour hand. It's between 7 and 8. It's not quite all the way to 8 yet, so it's sometime after 7, and as we just counted, it is 7:35. Okay, so I read this time as 7:35, or I could say 35 minutes after 7. Either one of those works. I could say 25 minutes till 8 o'clock. Any one of those works. Typically the most normal response is 7:35, but we might say 35 minutes after 7, or like I said, 25 minutes till 8. Alright, I'm looking here at this clock just like we did before. We're counting by 5s to each number. So 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, and then we're not quite all the way to 25 yet, so we count each tick as 1. So 20, 21 would go here, 22, and my next one is 23. So how would I read this time on this clock? Take a minute to figure that out. First, start by figuring out what hour it's at. So it's between 1 and 2. If you said 1, you are correct. How would you read the minutes then? Okay, so I look here, and I counted 23 right here. So it is 1:23. I would read this time as 1:23. I would read this time as 23 minutes after 1. Either one of those works. Okay, we're flying right through. Okay, so we're going to try on this clock. I know it doesn't give the ticks, so we're just going to do a few times to practice though. So let's start by doing this. I'm looking at this clock, and I see that the hour hand right here is between the 5 and the 6. So I'm a very visual person. I like to visualize things. So I need to decide if I move this hand this way, is it going to be to 6 o'clock or is it going to be to 5 o'clock? Okay, well, I look at this time right here. It's between 5 and 6. 5 o'clock already happened, right? So I know that it's going to be in the 5 o'clock hour. And if I'm counting by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This gives me 5:30. Whoops. Okay, let's try another one. Let me just move this guy all the way here. And then I'm going to move this guy all the way here. What time is this now? I got to look at my hour hand, my short hand. What number is it pointing to? Directly at 6. Okay. If I'm counting on a clock, it goes all the way to 55 to 60, right? So that just gives me 6 o'clock. Because you wouldn't say 6:60, you would just say 6 o'clock, right? Because it's directly at the 6. What if I moved my minute hand here? What would my time change to? Take a minute to figure that out. So it moved 5 minutes. So it's going to be what now? 6:05. Correct. Star. Awesome job. We are moving right along. Okay. So you guys have heard the terms AM versus PM, right? So what AM means is after midnight. So anything that happens in this time frame right here, from midnight to noon, is AM. So we think of AM as like the morning time. So this could be anytime after midnight, like when we're sleeping, or it can go all the way until noon, which is 12 o'clock. So PM then means afternoon or before midnight. So it's happening in this time frame right here. So that might be a time that we eat lunch, eat dinner, the time we go to bed. Those all happen in PM. So we're going to read some examples and figure out if it happens AM or PM. So what I need you to do is pause this video, read each one, and then decide, is it AM or is it PM? And I will have the answers written, and we can check our answers. Okay, you've probably paused the video and check your answers for this one. Let's try number 5 together. So we are looking at this clock. Our hour hand is between 7 and 8. It's not quite all the way at 8 yet. It's really close to 8. So we're still in the 7 o'clock hour. Okay, and I look at my time, so I'm going to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, now I have to count my ticks. 51, 52, 53, 3. So this is at 7:53. Now we need to decide AM or PM. Well, Lucy woke up. So unless Lucy's waking up at 7:53 p.m., she slept all day long, she is waking up probably at 7:53 a.m. in the morning, right? Okay. So each of these we need to decide AM or PM. Is this something that you would do after midnight or before midnight? And I'm pretty sure in all of these cases they're pretty easy to decide. Like you make breakfast in the morning, right? You get ready for bed at night. So those are all things that you have done before that you think about and you probably didn't even realize. Okay, good job today, guys. I hope this helped. Like I said, I know it's kind of hard to do over video, and obviously we're not in class together. So if you need help at all, or if you want to reach out, send me an email. I'm always here to answer any questions. Great job, guys. Keep up your awesome work on e-learning. I miss you all so much, like I said, and I cannot wait to see you guys soon. Take care.